So what we're doing here today, for those of you that are watching, this is our third Amplifying Her Voice Global Virtual Summit. We've done 2 already, one on International Women's Day. The second one was on Mother's Day. And today we're honoring fathers and father figures and men out there who have been advancing women, this conversation, and this important dialogue as we move towards the new normal. So we're keeping our community connected globally. We've had about 2,500 attendees from over 120 countries, 500 plus speakers already. And now we've started to open this up to, the men that are really helping us advance to get to our goals and to move in a positive direction. Kent is one of those men. We were in a town hall meeting a few weeks ago. We did an interview, beautiful session. And we were talking about tokenomics, and he's a father of 3 boys. And he said, I've given a TED talk on this, and I thought, what a wonderful topic for Father's Day. And we should all probably come back. The session's being recorded so that those people that aren't able to join us today, that are in other parts of the world, we are going to share it on our digital library. So everything that we're recording now, Kent, feel free to share whatever you like.
Great. Thank you. Let me ask my kid, actually, one of my kids, if he'll bring the token system in here. I just realized, I should have brought it in here. It's it's funny. Let me see if I can have it brought in here. One moment.
Great. No problem.
Can you bring the token game time system to me? I'm on camera. Okay. So hopefully they'll bring it and I'll show you. This is very low tech. And I think you'll get a kick out of it, because people sometimes think when you talk about tokens and tokenomics, and in our case, we're using it to help our children self-moderate screen time. Right? Yeah. That's the trick, because as a dad, I can tell you, it is one of the worst things in the world to have to be the screen time police. And it's true for moms too, for parents. I mean, the kids, they'll take an unlimited amount if you let them, and they'll constantly push and for whatever reason. Thank you. And so we've come up with this system that allows us to do this. And as Anu mentioned a couple of years ago now, I gave a talk at TEDx in Ross, in Marin County, here in California, where I live. And the title of that was Token Economies at Home, because I realized that all of my work over the years in crypto, helping to build a global economy based on a cryptocurrency for a large community, had potential applications in my own home to solve a problem I was facing. And that problem is what I just outlined, is that the kids were they're relentless, okay? They have unlimited energy and unlimited time to break you down, to let them give you more screen time. And I thought, gosh, how can I do this? As I said, I'm not the police. I'm not sort of having to yell all the time. And we came up with something quite funny. And I'm going to show you that system now. And it has evolved over the years. And that's what I want to talk about mostly today. Anyone can, pardon?
Did he bring it?
They did, yeah. They just brought it. I'm going to show it. I have it right here, and so I'll do the big reveal. It's not it's underwhelming probably, but it seriously works. So what the problem we're facing again is, like, I don't just want to boss them. Okay, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, stop now. I want them to learn the skill of self-moderating their time, and at the same time understanding the value of time. Because ultimately, when we think about it, like, what's the one thing that we can't make more of, right? We have what we have. It passes rather quickly, it seems like. And so it's time. So teaching them the skill. So we have these. These are plastic gold doubloons, little tokens that I ordered from like a pirate ship kit on Amazon, right? And these are our tokens. So it's not a digital token, but all the same tokenomics apply. And so what we do is, at the beginning of the day, you'll notice I have a cup. And I'm sorry for I'm on a green screen, so it looks a little weird there. But this cup says start. And it's a database, right? And what's it full of? If I shake it, it's full of time. Each of these is 15 minutes to my child to play whatever video game they're allowed to play on whichever game systems that they can have access to at that time. And each of my kids, even my 5-year-old now, has their own little database.
Kent,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to refresh your screen because your screen just went blank. Do you have a bunch of tabs open, like on your No? Okay.
Not at all. If I refresh, I'll drop out for a bit, but I'll be right back.
You be right back because you're blank right now. No one can see the token.
Weird. I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you. We've been having some video issues today, just some minor glitches. We have people coming from over 50 countries, so that this happens. This is a natural hop-in instance. Okay, we're back.
Okay. Colina, I see that you reported you couldn't see me. How about now? Am I back?
You're great, and I got my goal in the process.
Yay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. So a quick recap. So Colina, I look, it's way too much work to actually launch a blockchain, mint a token, and try to have my kids manage cryptocurrency wallets. So I simulate those things, right? So this little thing here, this little gold plastic token represents 15 minutes in their world of the screen time that they can have. Each child has a cap on how many of these they can earn in a given day. So I keep them in the start bucket. It's just a little plastic cup. And the start is a database. So I talk to my children about the fact that we have time stored in a database that they can mine. They can mine tokens out of this database or blockchain, if you like, to play games. Now, the ways that they do that are varied, and it's different on a school day versus a weekend versus in summer. But chores are oftentimes part of it, and sometimes they're just given if the kids have been particularly good in the world, and in particular good with each other. We apply a lot of family value stuff to the token system, so we can encourage the types of behaviors that allow them to number one, understand the value of time. But then each kid has their own. So the L, that's Landon. This is Christopher. Landon is 5, by the way. Christopher is 8, and
wow.
Oliver is 11, and his cup is actually green, so it completely disappears on my green screen, which is kind of funny. And so as they earn these tokens throughout the day by doing the things that they need to do to be a good member of the family, which oftentimes are things that would apply to being a good man someday, I do believe, then their tokens are taken, and we'll use, let's not use Oliver's cup. Let's use Christopher because it'll show up. And their tokens will be put in there. So right now, Christopher has 5 tokens in his cup. I should take that out because it came with 4, and I should leave in it what it's in it because that's what he's earned today. And then when he's ready to play, he just takes them out and he adds them to the end cup. So at the end of the day, they will have processed all their tokens through the system. They will have played their video games with their friends and each other. And presumably, they're able to self-moderate this. Now, look, they're 5, 8, and 11, so it's not 100% of the time that it works. But this little system teaches an insane amount of things if you think about it. The little plastic token, this is time. So they have to abstract away the concept of the time they want to spend to a physical thing. And this physical thing, in the case of my 11-year-old, who's a little bigger now, he uses the Brave browser. And so he's also, in addition to managing his own screen time tokens at home, he's earning Brave by basically they show you ads. The ads are generally fairly innocuous, so I'm okay with it. But the beautiful thing about Brave is that it blocks all the what I consider to be predatory advertising on things like YouTube and such. So because he groks that this system, this token system that we use at home, is valuable for him. He now understands that his attention in the context of the basic attention token is valuable. I know I have there's a token for one of the organizations I'm a co-founder of. My son actually on his own figured out how to get in there and do things in the Discord community that earned him those tokens. And he comes to me one day and he's like, "Hey Dad, I've got X amount of these Exos." And I'm like, "What? How did you get Exos?" And he told me, and I'm like, "Well, that's amazing, right?" And then he's like, "How much?" He's 11. He's 11. Yeah.
Wow.
And he already personally owns 2 different cryptocurrencies, one through Brave and one through a community that I'm a part of creating. And he's asked me the other day, and I have not fulfilled this particular request. He would like to receive his allowance in Bitcoin. And so I think that's fantastic. So
there's a story, Kent, of, I think it was like Steve Jurvetson's son, or it was, I know Draper's son got his own Bitcoin fund now.
Sure.
Timmy Draper, or Billy Draper, sorry. But there was one, I think it was Jurvetson, where he wanted his allowance paid in Bitcoin back in the day. He's like, just pay me in Bitcoin. So I think your son is on that track, this like thinking of money in different terms.
Well, that's the key. But my point in sharing this with you, right, this system, is that this is where the foundations of that knowledge began. When he was able to take an abstract concept like money, which is really set deeply in our amygdala as a human being, and figure out that there is not just one form of money and one form of earning. And I think this is going to serve him and his brothers really, really well over the years.
Absolutely. And it's the time, it's the value of time, and it's the value of oneself and your worth, right? So ultimately it's you've got multi components in there. I started Crypto for Kids with my daughter Aria, and she was 7 at the time. And there were other kids who were 5 years old, right, that were also attending this Bitcoin mine construction, this crypto mine construction that we did. We built a computer, and it's the soft skills. It's also like telling them, okay, creatively, like tech is not scary, tech is fun. And then it's this, what is money? How do you value things? And then most importantly, the like really thinking outside of the box of this is hard currency versus this is digital currency, soft currency. Right. So I think our generation, this whole digital, I don't know how many moms and dads are watching this right now. This is going to be a recorded session. But there is a game called Roblox out there. And so many kids have been playing this game like during pandemic. And I don't know if you've like drawn the parallel, Kent, but it's like they're all buying, it's almost like NFTs. They're buying these unicorns and, going to the bar and listening to music with their friends or whatever. I mean, it's like a big game for them, but the parents are giving them cash, right? It's being converted into digital tokens can turn into cyber currency any minute now. It could become, we're regulated, and there you go. We've got crypto. All these kids are holding crypto. They've been holding crypto.
That's right. And this goes way back. I mean, if you think all the massively multiplayer online role-playing games have their own currencies. Second Life had its own currency. It was one of the largest digital economies in the world. And it's still significantly sized even today, oddly enough. And so, my kids play Minecraft over Roblox. We ran into some issues with some of the content that was available for the younger children in Roblox that we couldn't find any way to keep away from the kids. So they do more in Minecraft than they do in Roblox. But one of the funniest things was the other day I was watching. You're not going to believe this. A 5-year-old, I mean, don't judge me. We're two parents at home during a pandemic, but a 5-year-old playing Minecraft. And I went in there and I looked, I'm like, what are you doing? And he was building a potato farm, a big one, because he wanted to earn Minecraft coins so he could buy some particular thing. Now, Minecraft coins don't bridge over into the actual world of fungible currencies on public exchanges yet. Right. But you can buy Minecraft coins, funny enough, with dollars. It's only a one way at the moment.
So can you cash them out into gift cards? Is there a way to get it out? Is there a way to like use a gift card to exchange it out? Like, have they gotten clever? Like here, use Amazon or Starbucks or nothing?
No, they haven't done that yet. The only thing you can do is buy digital goods. So this is why the kids work so hard. I mean, they work hard in Minecraft to earn these coins. And like I said, my 5-year-old turned himself into a potato farmer in Minecraft to buy like a some sort of weapon or cape or something. I mean, it's crazy.
All right. So I'm going to send a link to you right now. It's in the chat. It's called Altura, and it was created by a 19-year-old. And this 19-year-old was our teacher for Crypto for Kids. And Maxime has built an exchange where you take NFTs, you take gaming goods, and you can exchange them for crypto. You can exchange them for like digital money, basically. So it stores the value of your item, whether it's a sword, whether it's like a unicorn, whether it's a whatever. But there's like new innovations coming when it comes to gaming, NFTs, and they're just creating a whole new marketplace. So I was thinking about the same thing because I have a game that I play, and I'm gonna acknowledge it now. I play Emoji Blitz, and I've collected all these Disney. I play these Disney characters, and I'm like, you know what? I'm paying for this. This is like an NFT. And what happens if they decide to kill the game? I've just lost all my emojis. It's like it is what it is.
Right.
Silly.
Yeah. Yeah, I showed that so everybody that's watching can see it later, and in addition to the link. So I'll definitely check that out. And that's a funny point. I just had a conversation with someone the other day. I can't give away their idea per se, but they have this idea for effectively a form of cryptocurrency inside kind of a search and kind of a hide and seek sort of mystery type of game. And they know that no one game lasts forever. So they would like you to earn in this one version themed of the game and be able to take them from game to game to game to game as you continue to engage with the games that they roll out in the future. So they're pre-planning ahead with a stable cryptocurrency for a long-term play to keep players engaged with future themed versions of what they want to make. I thought it was really smart. It was a project they were asking me if I wanted to work on. I had to say no to this one because I just couldn't take on another project right now. Yeah. But it was, I thought it was fascinating. And then that token or that currency, if it ever becomes fungible in a public market, which it should at some point, once it proves its utility, we'll be able to, they'll be able to go and convert it to something that they can buy groceries with. So, could my kids' earnings in Minecraft today be part of their college fund later, even if it's through gift cards? What a crazy idea, right? I mean, but
a crazy idea. We're doing the same thing with Sheconomy, as you know, with Listen, Learn, and Earn. With our and that's why I'm sitting here in Bermuda. I'm trying to get regulated now to get not even joking. I'm like just at this moment in time, and it's gonna take it's a process.
We have I don't know if I'm not going to name the names on the live thing for the recording, but we work with another company who has an exchange in Bermuda. So I'll send you some names and see if you know them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we do. It's a very small community, and
I'm sure you do, but yeah.
And as far as I know, there's like one that's been regulated. When I landed here last week, the first one ever that's been regulated is just been approved. It's a New York one. And then I know there's some Cali people, our mutual friends that are there that have been trying to set it up, and it's on its way. I'm not sure if they're almost there yet, but multiple people are coming here, and the island is beautiful. And I'm hoping to do some kind of a real life conference here sometime in the fall or in the spring. But we'll talk about that next week. As we got a whole laundry list of things that we're going to check out. But it's good.
Did I tell you? I'm sorry, you just reminded me of something with the kids. On your story about the mining computer you built. A funny other thing happened with me with my eldest son the other day was I've paid my children a small allowance for a long time. It's very small. Like they actually have to save it up for quite a while, and this is on purpose, right? I mean, it's not that I don't want them to be able to get more money, but the point is like you don't understand the value of money if you're given too much too fast, right? So they have to actually build it up. But I realized the other day, my Oliver came to me, the 11-year-old, and he said, "Dad," he goes, "I think you should raise my allowance." And I said, "Well, why do you think I should raise your allowance?" He goes, "Well, I'm earning more BAT than you pay me in dollar equivalent for my allowance on a monthly basis." And I said, "Really? Show me." And he shows me his BAT account in the Brave browser. I'm like, okay, sure enough, you have actually earned more BAT this month than I'm going to pay you an allowance. So you no longer need an allowance from me. You're good. And he's like, "Oh, this is not what I meant to happen." And I'm like, but, I thought that was fantastic. I was just kidding him. I wouldn't really do that. But
are you into traders? Is that kind of like what's happening here? Are they becoming like just digital native traders?
Yeah, traders and also creators, right? Creators and traders. Because an interesting thing about a bat is you can tie it to your YouTube channel. And my oldest boy, Oliver, has his own YouTube channel where he has an alternate ego and he plays games. And so now other gamers who watch his things can tip him in bat. That's what bat's for. And so that's super exciting to him. And and I think that, again, this way of thinking is just so, his big goal right now is to earn enough bat to qualify for an actual wallet, because you have to have a certain amount before you can actually open a hosted wallet. And so,
what age is this? Sorry, what age is?
Theoretically, he should probably be 16 to have the wallet. But of course, I would, as his parent, I would proxy a wallet for him. But it's funny because why does he have to be 16? But he didn't. I mean, there's all these kinds of questions. So another thing was, I said, son, if you're going to be earning all this crypto, there are tax implications. So I started talking to him, which could fall to me as his father, right? So I'm like, wow, what are we going to do? So I said, let's build you a company. And I said, okay, so let's get you an LLC. And I thought, we could put it in Wyoming if you want, because that'd be interesting. I've been wanting to experiment with the regulations. We'll do it together. And then I start researching, and do you know, an 11-year-old is not allowed to own a company. And so I thought, this is weird. I mean, so I would have to actually proxy for him in the membership to allow. I can sign away my rights and make it his. But the reality is that it's actually not possible in our jurisdictions here in the States for an 11-year-old to own a company. I didn't see any sense to that. I was like, well, if he's enterprising enough to figure it out, I mean, and make money and hire an attorney to incorporate, he should be able to own a company, why not, And so, but it's the crypto aspects that are leading him to that. That's what's so important here. And I just have to throw this out because it's so fascinating. My kids are also in something called synthesis school, which is an alternate synthesis. It's SYNTHESIS. Synthesis.io is the URL. And not non-investor advisor or anything. And my kids are just students. And it's been unbelievable. But what they do in synthesis is a lot of economic simulations, games. This is how they teach in synthesis. You play games, but the games are typically very complex economic simulations. And the things these kids learn just by playing these games and doing is insane, and they love it. My kids do not look forward to going to school on Monday. Let me tell you, they do look forward to their synthesis sessions each week. So what this is important is because they're understanding that they've gained through these economic simulations. And like one of the games is called Art for All, where they buy and sell art on a global basis and compete against other art dealers. And so understanding that and then transmuting that understanding to their new understanding of basics in crypto is crazy. Like, I fully expect these children to surpass me, at some point, and I'll be like, could you pay the mortgage now?
It's going to happen. Wait, they'll probably come to you and say, Dad, we paid the mortgage.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just like, yeah, please. That would be great. Then I could spend more time with you. But for me, like, this title of this session is Crypto for Kids, but all of these things are related.
Yeah.
And frankly, they're not happening inside the traditional school system either at all. So I work hard with my kids on supplemental things like synthesis and playing with them and showing them how Minecraft coins. But I can't wait to look at this thing you've sent Altura.com over a little more.
Yeah.
But
let me know. It's phenomenal. I've known this kid since he was 16, Kent, and he's like, he was in the Richard Branson school, experimental school, where they go to a different continent every semester.
Oh, I saw that.
School. You heard about this? So it's like next level, just thinking in terms of what's possible, not possible. And they're really building this out and they're gaining traction. But it's a beautiful group of young people that have been playing with crypto, for the past couple of years. And now I'll have you take a look at it and we'll talk about it on the podcast or something. But I'm telling you, this next level.
Absolutely. Is the Branson thing still a thing? Is that they still do that, or is that
we can find out?
I can't remember. Yeah,
we can find out in case one of your sons wants to go.
Yeah, well, he's 11, so he has to wait a little while. But my youngest son is 5, and they don't let you in You can't get in synthesis right now until you're 7.
Wow.
And they're trying to find a way to create a younger kids version. Because once I was talking to them, I was like, look, my 5-year-old does not know how to read, but somehow he navigates Minecraft menus, and you would swear that child is reading, but he's not. He's just identified which menu item does what visually. And then I asked him the funniest question the other day. I said, son, did you learn how to read to play Minecraft? And he goes, well, Dad, he's 5. Okay. So it's, well, Dad, I only read Minecraft. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm not sure if this is good or bad. I don't know.
It sounds like you guys are having a lot of fun. And, my child was all gung-ho about building an app. We got it to the point where it was making tokens, and then the blockchain that we chose failed. Their tech failed. So all these kids were just like, So one of the last question I have for you is this wallet. I mean, is that a thing now for kids? Can they have digital wallets? Because when we were building our kids' wallet, Crypto for Kids wallet, we were told, watch out for COPA. Watch out, this is there's a line, right?
So aside from proprietary wallets and proprietary blockchain technologies, right? Like the easiest thing to do is a MetaMask wallet inside the Brave browser, and because then you can play with any ERC20 token, period. And that's just the broadest, easiest almost near single click installation. They're not asking you how old you are, that kind of thing. So I think that's my kid. He has a MetaMask and a Brave wallet and some other proprietary wallets for blockchains that, I personally, he knows that I deal with. And I think that that's also where the bulk of the NFT stuff is going on. So if you're talking about digital collectibles, we're only at the very beginning of that and what NFTs are going to be used for. So, I'm working on a project that might be able to utilize NFTs to help preserve and protect the Amazon rainforest, for example. Right? That's a fascinating thing. So I want my kids to. It's called One Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am looking forward to my kids being adept with these software and wallets and techniques. And also, again, I'm trying to train them to be creators as well in the digital economy. Because if you learn what an NFT is, I'd rather you're not just a buyer all day, every day, right? Why don't you be a seller and create an economy of your own, right? And that's the key, I think. So that's what I hope crypto does for kids, is that it inspires them to be creative. So do that.
We can talk about this all day long, and I hope we will. And we have so many more conversations ahead of us, and you have 2 more panels coming up just in this conference, and I'm so excited that you're finally our universes are aligning. The pandemic is pushing us all together. So more content ahead, everyone. This is just the beginning. I had such a great time with you. I have a great time with you every time I'm with you.
We have fun. Yeah, we got so many things to talk about. So the next panel is now. So I'm supposed to be over there and moderate that thing. So I better go.
You better go. Yeah, I'm going to go to Project Artemis, which is getting a woman on the moon. Did you know about this? Project Artemis?
No. I do know about Artemis. Absolutely.
Artemis is happening now. So if you're not on your panel, come join me in Artemis, everyone. I'm going to go to Artemis now, and
don't go to her panel. Go to my panel. It's going to be about
yours is after this panel.
No, I'm teasing you. I'm teasing.
All right. I'll see you.
I thought my panel was at 11:30 though, so I'm going to go check. Either way, if it's not, I'll go see you in Artemis. Thank you, Anu. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.